Service Learning Project, Tackling Homelessness, by Sam Spears, Jocelyn Vallejos, and Tyler Rosen. Our Service Learning Project is designed to support second grade students' socio-emotional development and to help them become aware of the hardships that members of their own community face in their everyday lives. We also aim to increase our students' understanding of the issue of homelessness, the causes of homelessness, and how they can begin to address this problem in their community. Students will be designing care packages that will be delivered to a nearby homeless shelter. In addition to filling these care packages with toiletries, non-perishable food items, and other supplies, students will decorate the outside of their care package container with paintings, drawings, and other images. Students will also write uplifting letters of support for the homeless to be delivered with their care packages. During our project, we expect to see students using all 4 language modalities: speaking, writing, reading, and listening. Students will listen to instructions, directions, and to their peers during discussions. In these discussions, students will talk about the nature of the issue of homelessness, ideas about how they can help those who are homeless, and how they would feel if they themselves were homeless. After these discussions, students will learn about the process of writing letters and eventually author their own letter to a homeless individual. In addition to speaking and writing, students will read The Lady in the Box by Anne McGovern in order to gain an understanding of what it is like to be homeless through the lens of children's literature. We also expect to see students develop increased social awareness. This includes an increase in our students' ability to participate in perspective taking, as well as increased levels of empathy. Furthermore, we expect to see in our students a greater appreciation for diversity, as well as an increased level of acceptance for those different from themselves. Our Service Learning Project addresses a number of second grade standards, including a reading literature standard, a writing standard, a speaking and listening standard, and finally, a language standard. We plan on addressing diversity through the inclusion of multiple means of expression. When students are creating and decorating their one-of-a-kind care package container, they will be given the option to choose their preferred medium of expression. They will be able to print, draw, or paint pictures when designing their container, allowing them to showcase their individual artistic strengths. We will provide English learners with visuals, realia, modeling, and concrete examples of a completed care package. When writing their letters, the ELs will have access to sentence frames, a word wall, and with a list of positive words and phrases. Students with disabilities will receive accommodations and supports in the form of visual aids, tasks being broken up into smaller, manageable components, extended time to complete the care package, and concise, carefully worded instructions. Families will be involved in this project by supporting their child throughout the process of putting together their care package. Families will be asked to donate supplies and have discussions with their child about homelessness in their community, in hopes of reinforcing the discussions their child is engaging in at school. In addition, families will be invited to volunteer in the classroom during the creation of the care packages and to help by reaching out to the larger community for donations. The larger community will be involved in our project through the donation drive we host in order to acquire non-perishable food and water, blankets, toiletries, and recreational items such as books and magazines that will make up the care packages created by our students.
We will assess our students' learning throughout our Service Learning Project in many different ways. First, we will assess the students using a traditional assessment. In this assessment, students will be asked a series of multiple choice and true-false questions, which will be further broken down into 3 parts. Part 1 of the assessment will test the students' letter writing mechanics. Part 2 of the assessment will test if the students still believe common misconceptions or myths about homeless people. Part 3 of the assessment will test the students' understanding of the story, The Lady in the Box, which tells the story of a homeless woman. These 3 parts will complete our traditional assessment. Next, we will assess the students using a performance-based assessment. In this assessment, students will be assessed on the effort they put into making their care packages and their overall participation within their group. Students' participation and effort will be provided a grade of either O, G, S, or N. The criteria for receiving each of these grades involve many different factors, including the design of the care package box and the level of communication between group members. In addition to the traditional and performance-based assessments, Students will also be assessed on 2 other factors. The letters students include in their care package must follow a friendly letter format. Additionally, students will have to be sure that their care packages include all of the necessary items by reviewing the care package checklist. Assessing our students in these many different ways will allow us to truly grasp the depth of their understanding and allow us to see what each of the students learned from our service learning project.
As a group, we learned that it is important to include different types of assessments, including traditional and performance-based assessments, so students can demonstrate a variety of competencies and skills. We've designed our assessments in a way that makes it possible for students with different preferred learning styles and neurodevelopmental strengths to demonstrate what they know and can do. While working on this project, we realized that we may be teaching populations that are socioeconomically diverse, and this will impact how we teach our service learning project. Some of our students might be middle or upper class and may not have an understanding of what homelessness is, who it impacts, and how to respectfully interact with people who are homeless. We realize that we may have students in our classes who are homeless. Through this project, we have learned how important it is to help students engage in perspective taking before and during engaging with the critical issue of homelessness. This will help them understand not only the issue of homelessness itself, but increase their social awareness, develop heightened empathy, gain an appreciation for diversity, and an increased level of acceptance of people different from themselves. When planning how students would create their one-of-a-kind care packages, we made sure to consider the various neurodevelopmental constructs. We applied neurodevelopmental methodology when creating the care packages by allowing students to use spatial ordering when they manage materials and design their boxes. When students write their letters, they will be using the language neurodevelopmental construct. Social cognition will be used to develop communication and understanding individuals different from themselves. By incorporating different neurodevelopmental methodologies into our project, we learned that we were making our service learning project more accessible to students with specific learning needs and differences. We learned that creating heterogeneous groups helps foster inclusivity and helps ensure that every group member feels supported and like an important member of a team. We learned that it is important to include both group and individual components in a service learning project in order to make it accessible to both students who prefer to work independently and those who prefer to work in groups.
Thanks for watching, and happy ACT culmination!